Okay, we in this dairy and food process and products technology, in this course today it is to be discussed food laws, right. So, food laws we will discuss, and so there the first thing comes, why the food laws are required. What is that? Because law as such, we are accustomed that there are many laws in our country, there are many courts in our country, and they decide on many aspects, many factors. Then why suddenly food laws are coming in being? That question comes in mind, because this is one where we are consuming, right. Then what is the point of introducing certain laws, regulations, boards, this, that, many others? Obviously, this implies that till now whatever we have seen, that when you are consuming any food, any food item for your nutrition, for your growth, for sustenance, whatever be the reason, whatever be the source, whether it is from plant origin or from animal origin, if the processors, not only processors, if the processors, distributors, suppliers, retailers, at every stage, if there is any change in quality in whatever be the aspect, the term in the way we have defined quality. So, in that quality, whatever be the change in quality, if there be, then who will be held responsible and how? Number one. Number two, how can we prevent or protect against such kind of changes? Suppose after consuming a food, somebody feels sick, then who will dictate whether the person who was originally sick and this consumption has no meaning in imparting any such kind of sickness in him or her, or really by consuming that particular thing the person became sick or ill? Then who is to be blamed, how to be blamed? So, those things if are not defined, if are not guided by certain principles, by certain laws, by certain orders, then it is very difficult to control. So, to control the entire gamut of food in its original form or in any form after processing or any form after handling directly or indirectly, so those things are to be known. So, in this we said food in the earlier classes that when we go to food laws, it will be a little informative than more informative than understanding, but realizing is also required. So, it is not only information, but also realizing why things are being imposed, why, and why, if not, then what would happen, right. So, then if we look at the objectives of the food laws, to meet a country's sanitary and phytosanitary requirements, right? So, phytosanitary, another term we are introducing. So, that phytosanitary terms at or aims at the conditions of the surrounding plant origin or plant kingdom, right. So, to meet a country's sanitary and phytosanitary requirements, food must comply with the local laws and regulations to gain market access, right. So, if there is no such laws, no such regulatories in the country, then it may cause some chaotic situations, chaotic moments in the country at any part of the country. So, if there is no binding in terms of laws, then it will be very difficult to control the sanitary and phytosanitary conditions of the country, right. So, what are the factors on which it depends? Of course, in some countries, this may be dependent on the international whatever is going on, international control mechanism or international rules and regulations. That depends on the country itself. It may be that international boards or regulatory authorities, they have framed certain rules and regulations. So, a country can totally base on that and follow the requirements, but depending on the country, they may deviate and or they may keep it and or both and or they may add or impose some variations or some new things into those, or could be entirely they have their own methods of controlling, right. So, in some countries food laws also given are governed by food quality, right. Food laws also govern food qualities. This is the pen, but the moment we put the pen, this is going out, okay. Maybe some for reason will come in, okay. The requirement of food regulation may be based on several factors. For example, whether a country adopts international norms developed by Codex Alimentarius Commission of the Food and Agriculture Organization, that is FAO, of the United Nations or UN and the World Health Organization WHO, right. So, all these governing bodies constitute this Codex Alimentarius, because that is the international bodies which control the entire thing. Codex, this is the list of do's and don'ts and many things which are there, right. So, that is being controlled by maybe international bodies like FAO, by UN, by WHO. So, if a country wants to totally abide by these code of this is codex or alimentarius means this is the laws of food or food laws. So, these food laws as governed by these international body can be as such as a whole as such as a whole complied by the country, or if the country wants, they can also take part of it or whole of it along with maybe some part of their or whole of their, depending on the country's requirement or the intention of the country. So, a country may also have its own suite of food regulations. So, entirely it is different, that these are the situations when food laws are coming, and a country can totally do the entire thing depending on their requirements, depending on their controlling or the monitoring institutions or agencies, right. So, why we need food safety standards? That is the first question is coming in mind, that why we need, right. So, right from the term safe food. So, safe food, that represents different ideas to different audiences. What you feel safe may not be felt by me, what I feel may not be felt by some other, right. So, until unless we all are said, though, no, this is what safe means, this is what we mean, what is a safe food, until and unless there is one umbrella, right, then everything will not be encompassed under that umbrella, because your perception, my perception, somebody else's perception about a thing may or may not be different, right. So, who are at stake? Number one is the primarily consumers who are consuming. Number two, the special interest groups, means some group they might have some typical special interest, or some regulatory bodies or regulators, maybe by industry and academia, the entire gamut of the academy, who may have some academic interest on that. So, these different agencies or different classes will have their unique description based on their perception. So, academia will tell quality in one term, in one parameter, in one way, or it may not be single parameter, may be multiples of parameters, but industry also will look into in their way. Some controlling agency will tell that perception in their way. Some consumers and regulators, they also may tell in their own way. So, depending on who is looking into it, that will dictate what the food safe we mean or is meant. It should be that everybody is telling the same. Otherwise, suppose you are singing a song in a tune which is totally different from my tune, and with maybe same song with a different tune by somebody else, and all of us are singing but all different tunes. then will it become a music? No. It will become a chaotic situation. Nobody would like to listen that. And similar conditions also arising here, that consumer is perceiving that what is safe food in one way, industry people who are processing, they are thinking in another aspect, another perception, the controlling bodies, they are looking into in another perception. So, all this perception should boil down to unique perception, so that this is embedded in a definite frame, right. So, food safety is an issue of growing importance due to several worldwide trends in food system. I believe you are now around say 18 to 22 somewhere, right. Even a decade back, whatever food, or even more than decade, whatever food was commonly being used or was popular, with the change of the decade or with the change of time, that is going on changing, maybe day by day or month by month or year by year, depending on the particular item or varieties, but both taste and liking are also getting changed, right. So, it becomes a worldwide trend in the food system, which is gradually getting changed, right. Who are getting affected? The growing people or movement of the people, live animals, food products across the borders, rapid urbanization. This is also one of the cause. In developing countries, there is rapid urbanization. So, the changes in the taste buds or in the liking or influence of others, that is being taking much more rapidly where urbanization is being taking place. Then changes in food handling. Again I come back to decades back, when things were not that much common in advertisement. Nowadays advertisement is also or media is also becoming such a powerful tool that people are coming to know, changing their minds, getting affected, being influenced by looking at those things, right. And the emergence of new pathogen or antibiotic. During our studentship, we had heard that this penicillin, when it was invented, that time it was one of the breakthrough by which human being or mankind was really benefited, right. And this was a real broad spectrum antibiotic. Afterwards, many derivatives of those penicillin, they came up, right. But keep in mind that today the organisms which are getting destroyed by a particular antibiotic, tomorrow that antibiotic may or may not be fruitful or effective on that organism, right. So, that Darwin's theory everywhere it is applicable. So, that organism may gradually get mutated and may become resistant to that that typical antibiotic, and it will not be that easy for the antibiotic to destroy the organism. So, pathogen, antibiotic, these things are also coming into being, and they are becoming, the pathogens are becoming antibiotic resistant, right, and they are all contributing to the risk factor of the consumption of the food, right. So, that is why the food safety typically is nowadays a real concern of both consumer, processor and the regulators, right. And the liberalization trade and growing number of imported foodstuffs to increase the food safety risk is also there, right. So, things have become more and more liberalized. So, in that case, the imported things or exported, whatever it be the case, imported things for a particular country is becoming day by day a concern about the risk. So, we must be capable of fighting those situations where these things may occur, right. So, inadequate food safety is a significant contribute to the burden of disease in different countries and should be addressed as the food system develops and along with related investments in public health. Basic sanitation and water services may be a prerequisite for addressing many food safety hazards, right. So, right from the water as well, the basic system of how developing countries or developed countries are handling with the hazards associated with food. So, they are nowadays becoming more and more concerned about the safety of the food items. Now, again and again safety in terms of after consuming the food, person should not become in any way sick or should not be affected. That is the primary concern about the safety, right. Obviously, this is the frontal side, but on the back side there are many others, again the quality terms they come into being, that along with this, that is the pathological safety or along with the microbial safety of the food material, the nutritional safety is equally associated with the safety word, right. Now, industrialization of agricultural production and increase in the number of food service establishment, tourism, urbanization with subsequent changes in lifestyles, food consumption pattern and food preparation practices will require high level of food safety standards, right. The things which we just told, that all these aspects, that tourism, yes, different people are coming from different areas of different nature, of different health, different culture, different everything. So, lifestyle of that or in general others lifestyle. So, in urbanization, that is also changing the lifestyle. So, everywhere, if the country has to have some control over the food consumed, about the safety part, the standards must be there for that country to regulate, to monitor the entire thing, right. So, for this reason we can say that food safety standards at high level must be practiced in any developed countries or developing countries, whatever it be. Then we come that what are the food laws in India? Now, the Indian Parliament has recently means very recently, maybe 1 decade earlier, passed the Food Safety and Standard Act 2006 that overrides all other food related laws. For example, these laws are also this FSS which we are talking about, that food safety and standard, this act 2006 that encompasses all of these, but it is overriding these laws also, like Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, Food Products Order 1955, Meat Food Products Order 1973, Vegetable Oil Products Control Order 1947, Edible Oils Packaging Regulation Order 1988, Solvent Extracted Oil or De-oiled Meal and Edible Flour Control Order 1967, etc. All these earlier orders or laws, they are encompassing the newly formed food safety laws, food safety standards, FSS, this FSS, and that is at the end it is also called I, that is Food Safety Standards of India, right, FSSI, and subsequently we will see that the then controlling agency has been also introduced, that is called Food Safety and Standard Authority of India or FSSAI, right. So, that nowadays has taken over the entire food laws, all these implication for framing, forming and implementing, everything has been taken into by that typical, this organization has been approved and built by the Parliament, right. So, we are now heading towards the end because hardly couple of seconds are left for the class. So, I feel in the next class we will again a little recapitulate and then go on the Indian laws. Okay? Thank you.